page 712 that Darius, please lie down. Please lie down. So right now,
wait.
What were you saying, Garrett? Please, I can hear you. What were you saying?
Is St. George a fentanyl there?
Yes, this is the St. George of fentanyl. This is a legendary game. No, sit up. This is called George Floyd ring toss.
Oh my God.
Okay, so Garrett,
it's actually Hunter Biden ring toss. Remember?
Okay, it's Hunter Biden ring toss because
I actually enjoy this.
Yeah. So now this is what we're gonna do. This is why. Is this true, Garrett? That this is the game that Hunter Biden would play in all the sex dungeons that made him such a legend. So here, let's play real quick. Let's see best out of 3 tosses.
What's the winner get?
We have John Burke here. We have a legendary vet, badass John Burke on the air too, Garrett. So, I mean, it's best of 3. Okay, here, let's go. This is I'll be Ukraine, and I'm playing for my dad's. Okay, how does this work? You're Hunter Biden playing
for crack.
Yeah, for crack.
Crack.
And then I'm Burisma, and I get to decide whether you sleep with a prostitute or not. Okay. Ready?
You
All right,
win.
Garrett. No. Okay, let's play real quick. Garrett, does this look like the authentic game that Hunter Biden would play? Okay, here you go. Damn
It would be way too high to be able to actually make the shot.
I don't know. Oh my gosh!
Oh.
You know, he would probably prefer that a naked Ukrainian be the one on the ground.
Okay, wait. This is the last one. We have
Final
to
one?
make one. Gosh almighty, make one, John. I made one in the test. Oh my gosh! We have to make one. Okay, hold on. Oh my gosh, come on. There we go. Yeah! That's a Hunter Biden penis game.
So wait, he actually played this?
What noise do you make when I put this on? Yeah. That's a weird noise.
Ooh. The best one. That feeling.
Dude.
What a climax.
We have 12 minutes left.
What a climax.
What are you gonna do?
What a climax.
Okay, let's get back to Garrett Ziegler. Hey, Garrett, I apologize
way-
about that, Garrett. I'm sorry. He's on way too much.
No. I have something topical here.
Please.
Hunter was complaining to one of his buddies once that he knew the grandson of the founder of the Ferrari brand.
Okay.
And all about that.
Enzo Ferrari? Isn't that
Supercar.
his name? Enzo Ferrari or whatever?
Yeah, he knows his grandson, Alessandro, I believe. And Alessandro, this is again Hunter telling the story. Alessandro had done so much cocaine that his equipment literally didn't work anymore. And this was a big fear of Hunter's, and he was articulating this fear
He had
to a buddy of
impotency.
his.
Is that what you're talking about? He had impotency
Yes.
from overuse of
and so that was a big concern of Hunter's. We know all of the women's names. We called all of them. And a few of them talked. The one holding the red phone, if you go back just real quick.
she's famous. I talked to that girl too. What's her name? I followed. She came out.
Alessandra Wellborn.
Yes.
And she's actually a Trump supporter.
Yep.
She lives in Brooklyn. She's a former hooker, stripper, Trump supporter who lives in Brooklyn, who said that Hunter was just easy to steal money from. Like that he would pay much more than normal Johns. So yeah, Alessandra Wellborn. And she was actually on the cover of Inked magazine at one point. She has this huge Indian on the side of her leg. Is
she
quite
transgender
formidable.
or is she a biological female?
Well, no, she's not transgender, but she did have breast implants, and they were so prolific that she was actually featured on the doctor's website in Miami. Yeah, we really dug into all of these people.
How can tits be pro-life?
We're
What
more
does that
interested
mean?
in pimps.
Boobs are pro-life?
Would you like me to Google image that and put it as a graphic?
What did you say, Jimmy? What does that mean, prolific? Does that mean tits are pro-life? What does that mean, Jimmy?
I think it means that they can make dead men come back to life because they're
Shut
so
the
awesome.
fuck. Kai, how many times I asked Jimmy to be funny? He's not. Garrett, elephant in the room, real quick. Shut up, Jimmy! Elephant in the room. My biological father is a man named Tucker Carlson who's never, ever taken credit for me being his semen and injecting my mother's womb with his ejaculate, creating me a monster. But this monster that he
You
created.
know what? You do sort of. It's not a pure doppelganger, but you look similar to him.
Okay, thank you. Listen, that's not what we're here to talk about. But the elephant in the room is that my biological father is best friends with Hunter Biden. Did this come up in the report? And that,
Yes.
when asked about this,
That's in part why they won't have me on that program, because it's not the recommendation letter for his son. People in moments of weakness always do shady stuff for their kids because they're their kids.
Oh, real quick.
You always-
No, I want to hear about this. I want to hear your point, but I actually want to back up Tucker, because Tucker's actually talked about this a little bit. He said that actually the Bidens are actually a little more conservative, and if you look at their politics, they're a little more moderate. Now they've gone far left, but they actually used to be against gay marriage and this and that. And that Hunter Biden's actually, what about this, Garrett? I always talk about this. It's almost humanizing that he smokes crack. And Tucker Carlson actually has dealt with a lot of people that have suffered from drug and alcohol abuse. I know, I swear. So could it be that, maybe he has a soft spot in his heart for people like Hunter Biden, whose mom died when they're young? I mean, I don't like him doing illegal business dealings. Now it sounds like I'm white knighting for Hunter Biden, but is Hunter Biden that evil, or is he just kind of a pawn in his dad's, web?
Well, it's a good question. I would say that he is evil precisely because he had those foreign business entanglements and still does. I mean, think about it this way. If he repented for all of these sins that are on display for the world over to look at, it would be one thing. But what does he do? He gets into the doodle game and says, prints of my doodles are worth 75 grand. This guy is like shameless as hell. His actions haven't changed at all. In fact, you could argue he's gotten more chutzpah through all this. So
he's gotten
don't take it easy on him at all.
Garrett, he's Teflon Don. Everybody talks about. You remember when Trump said I could shoot somebody in Fifth Avenue? No, Hunter could shoot somebody and get away with it.
Well, the pardon power is incredible. I mean, imagine your daddy being able to pardon any federal crime. It's a power that less than 100 guys have had whose dads were corrupt and willing to pardon their friends or them themselves.
I think it's interesting. The very same things right now they're going after Trump for. You look at the gun charges that Biden talks about as far as like, put this on my desk, I'll pass it, which we know is never going to happen. But then Hunter Biden turns around and does these exact same things, and it's a slap on the wrist. Any other American, red-blooded American, you'd be in jail.
Yeah.
I think Tajor, I always mispronounce his name, the gentleman who created Black Guns Matter, he got arrested.
Maj Touré.
Excuse me, I always mispronounce it. But that guy, he gets arrested. What happens to Hunter Biden?
We come out with these stickers. I'm going to send you a pack of these.
Send me. I need.
Biden laptop matters.
I love stickers, but so tell me this. Actually, I'm asking this to John. Should Garrett be worried for his life exposing all this? Is he going to become like Seth Rich or Hillary Clinton? Garrett, are you worried about that?
No.
Okay.
No, because everything I have, this isn't a one-man band. I had a group of people helping me with this document. And I'm about as young as Jimmy. I just figured out we're the same class in college, but
not at Princeton, I hope. Did you go to Princeton, Garrett?
No, I went to a Catholic school in St. Louis, Missouri.
I was about to say, Jimmy went to Princeton. I don't know what the hell they had to let in a certain amount.
Did he play soccer?
Needs. He played football, and they had to let in a certain amount of special needs. Actually, have you ever seen the movie Radio?
I was looking at his surname, and I was like, wow, he must have really kicked ass to have a German surname like that and still make it into Princeton and like be a white guy. Like
he loves Woodrow Wilson.
The football
tell
team.
him how much you love Woodrow Wilson and how happy you were when he brought back segregation. Remember when you were talking about that?
No, I was actually there when.
What? Yes, you were. You said you loved going to the Woodrow. Wait, don't show him. Show me, George. Just show Jimmy very little. Remember, Jimmy, you were talking about how you loved it when Woodrow brought segregation back, because you're like, all the classes. It's like going to a movie. Everybody's yelling in the front row and laughing, and then after segregation, you could focus better. Isn't that? Didn't you say something like that, Jimmy?
Verbatim. That's what I said.
Did you know that Woodrow Wilson brought back segregation, Garrett?
He's one of the bigger scumbags. I would say top half a dozen.
Wait, why is that a scumbag? Nick Fuentes says he's one of the greatest guys in the world.
Woodrow Wilson?
I think, right? Isn't that Woodrow Wilson, the guy that doesn't like black people?
Yeah, that's correct. It sucks that
there were a lot of presidents that didn't care for blacks, but
Princeton's politicians.
I just don't like.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I'm rude.
Well, let's not talk about race. Actually, everybody loves every race. Every president loves every race. Actually, Garrett, we don't want to get kicked off YouTube. There's never been a racist person ever in power.
Hey, Alex, page 440 talks about a hooker stealing Hunter Biden's truck. We should talk about that.
Was this the truck? I mean, you remember Garrett? It came out that he got caught with that rental car with a bunch of cocaine in it, and the FBI didn't do anything about that. I mean,
that is in the dossier.
Wait, why page 44? What's so good about 44?
440.
440.
Okay, 440. Damn, there's a lot of pages, man. I don't know how much it costs to
It's been
print
a year
this.
on this document.
Were there any underage women?
Oh, damn, that's some straight crack rock. We actually have one of these.
Let's not incriminate our guests. If they're underage women printed naked.
Oh, okay.
I know. Actually, did you know this, Garrett? We actually have a crack
Nobody's
pipe, too.
naked in this.
Did you know this? We have
That's a meth pipe.
Has that been used? Is there actually
this
crack
is,
in there?
Yeah, no, this is a Hunter Biden pipe. This is actually, I bought this on eBay. I paid $1,200 for a guy, and somehow a guy in Bangladesh had it, or Rwanda, I forget. But he had it. I paid $1,200. It came with a certificate of authenticity and a little residue.
For YouTube sponsors, that's a prop.
The Hunter
Prop to smoke weed and crack. All right, but this is, if you guys can see this is Hunter Biden smoking crack. What's so good about this story? What kind of truck was it? Did it have rims?
It's absolutely hilarious. First of all, the woman is currently incarcerated in the state of Connecticut. And we wanted to put that in because look at the double standard. This woman, Elisa Shermeta, she suffers the consequences of her actions. She's in the clink. But, little Hunt, he's walking around free. So this was not only a hooker, but a crack dealer. And they were hilariously staying at the carriage house. And because of all of this data, the text messages, photos, we look up the latitude and longitude coordinates. We literally have the picture of the motel they were in. And she said that she was going to, quote, get the hard, meaning crack cocaine, in a few minutes and headed back. And then Hunter texts her like 4 times. She's like, he stole my car. Are you insane? You're making a huge mistake. You have to be effing crazy. You're running out of time before I make a call. You steal my effing truck? How? So, again, this is not only hilarious, but this is the smartest man the U.S. president knows from a pure intellectual capacity. Got his truck stolen by a crack whore.
Well, hey, to be honest, actually, that is smart, Garrett, because if he goes and drives and gets a crack and gets pulled over, he can go to jail. So you make the crack whore drive your truck. So actually, the point goes to Hunter Biden. That's a smart way to buy your crack. Have somebody else buy it for you. Oh, and you'll love this $10 super chat from Defender of the Republic. Alex, your booty is almost as big as Garrett's brain. They think you're very smart in the chat, Garrett. $10 super chat. That's one to you, bud. Well, not really. It's actually, we're going to keep that. But
they actually think he has a big head. Over.
Why would you talk about the size of the guest's head, Jimmy?
I was just clarifying. I'm sorry. I thought that was my job. Over.
I did think somebody in the chat put SpongeBob SquareHead in the chat. What does that mean, Garrett?
They're making fun of my appearance. My haters say...
Jimmy, block anybody that makes fun of his appearance right now.
Lord Farquhar.
Roger that. Only nice comments moving forward.
Garrett, I don't know what the hell my producer is on. You're a handsome young man. You're smart. I don't know. I have a big head. I suffer from oversized, gargantuan head.
I'm so fly, I'm aligned with the planes. My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself